They lied to you. Everything you've been told about saving every penny in your 20s so you can happily retire at 30 is a mathematical illusion. Right now, thousands of people who followed the FIRE movement are quietly crawling back to their 9-to-5 jobs, completely broke and terrified. Today, we are exposing the brutal truth about why early retirement is a trap. If you spend any time online, you've probably seen the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. They tell you that if you live like a monk, skip every vacation, and eat rice and beans for a decade, you can quit working young. It sounds like the ultimate dream, escaping the corporate grind forever, waking up whenever you want, answering to no one. But today, we are going to break down the cold, hard numbers that the internet gurus refuse to show you. The entire foundation of early retirement rests on the famous 4% rule. The math says, if you save 25 times your annual expenses, you can withdraw 4% every year and never run out of money. It sounds bulletproof on paper. That rule was invented in the 1990s, based on historical data from an economy where interest rates were high. Bonds actually paid you something, and inflation was predictable. But in today's economy of soaring housing costs, sticky inflation, and unpredictable markets, that rule is starting to look less like a formula and more like a gamble. Let's look at the first hidden trap. Healthcare. When you quit your job early, you lose employer-sponsored health insurance, and most people massively underestimate what that actually costs. Private health insurance premiums for a family can run into the thousands every single month, and that number tends to climb every year. A single medical emergency, a surgery, a chronic diagnosis can wipe out years of careful saving in a matter of weeks. The people who calculated their number without stress testing a real health crisis are the ones now quietly going back to work. Then there is the sequence of returns risk, the silent killer of early retirement plans. If the stock market crashes right after you quit your job, you are in serious trouble. It's not just about the average return over 30 years. It's about the order those returns come in. When the market drops 30% in year 1 or 2 of retirement, and you are forced to sell your assets at the absolute bottom just to buy groceries and pay rent, your portfolio may never recover, even if the market eventually bounces back. Timing, not just math, decides whether your plan survives. And here's the part nobody puts in the highlight reel: what early retirement actually feels like day to day. You didn't achieve financial freedom, you just traded a corporate 9-to-5 for 40 years of constant financial anxiety. You are constantly calculating every single penny. Should I get the coffee? Should I take the trip? What if the market drops next month? Living like a hermit through your 20s and 30s means you miss out on networking, career growth, experiences, and building the kind of long-term human connections that actually make life rich. You sacrifice your best, most energetic years chasing a spreadsheet fantasy, and some people reach the finish line only to realize they gave up the wrong things to get there. So, what is the actual solution? Real freedom isn't about quitting work forever at 30. It's about building cash-flowing assets that give you choices, real estate that pays you rent, a business that runs without your constant presence, dividend-paying investments that grow over decades. It's about finding work you actually enjoy, work that doesn't feel like a prison sentence, combined with investments that pay you whether you wake up early or sleep in. That combination, meaningful work plus growing assets, is far more resilient than a rigid number pulled from a 1990s spreadsheet. Stop chasing the impossible FIRE math as if it's a finish line, and start building real, durable economic security instead. Protect your hard-earned money from internet fairy tales, because the system is full of people selling you illusions dressed up as freedom. Hit that subscribe button if you want the real truth about wealth, and I'll see you in the next one.
Welcome to Lucas Invests, making money simple.